Hello. Hi, Jasco. How are you this evening? Hi, Dave. How are you this evening, Dave? Well, I'm doing well, Jasco. Thank you. Hi, Claude. Hey, you're welcome, Claude. How are you doing this evening, Claude? Good. Glad to hear that. Dave says, hi, Dwayne. Dave says he's working on a Central Valley Bridge, 150-foot Pratt through truss. Well, it says I'm better than last week for sure. What was wrong with last week, Claude? Hi, Art. How are you this evening, Art? How are you this evening, Dwayne, Jerry? Okay. Well, I hope obviously you're feeling better, but I hope you're doing well from now on, Claude. Hi, Manny. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm doing good, Jerry. I see our guest is waiting to come on. We'll bring him in about 10 minutes. Wait till everyone gets in here. So did any of you do anything special or exciting this past weekend? Hi, Digger. Yeah, Dave says they still have those things called weekends. Yep. Or it says, don't know, Dave, I'm retired. Jesco says, convert a few N-scale cars to microtrains couplers. Did you change the trucks with the couplers, or did you have to change out the body mounted couplers, Jesco? Queen says my daughter kicked my butt trap shooting. Digger says I made a low relief building, didn't take long. Or it says I've been working on control panels. Dwayne says he repainted a building. Jesco says he also weighted them too, only swapped trucks and couplers. Yeah, Claude says I bought it 98213 cattle cars from Nate. Yep. Claude says, Nate, thanks for the extra boxcar. You're welcome, Claude. Dave says, been working on this bridge for, I don't know, for 2 weeks. Yeah, I think those Central Valley bridges are pretty time consuming. Or it says now it's time to round up some cattle, Claude. Dave says off and on. Yeah. Autocorrect, Dave, right? Claude says, I know the feeling, Dave. I think I'm just about bridged out. Almost have the front side timber trestles on. Let's see. Hi, Mike. All right, so it's at 11 after, and we have 11 people here. So I'm going to bring on our guest from last week, and we will continue talking about all things East Broad Top. So here's our guest. Hello, Nathan.
Hello again. This time I got my camera working.
Good. So how was your weekend?
Pretty good for the most part. Didn't do much. Actually, I was going to go up to East Broad Top, and I was
Mhm.
record some up in Robertsdale, but you know things came around and wasn't able to go. So we'll go some other day.
Yep. Dave says 2 Nates.
Yeah.
There you go, Dave. Everyone saying hello to you, Nathan. Did you get that at the reunion last year?
Actually, I got this at the Bricktown Model Railroaders Museum.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
no.
I know they gave them out at the fall reunion last year.
Yeah, they have the Friends logo on it, and then on the back here, they actually, I don't know whether you can see that or not because of the glare, but number 12 is on there.
Okay. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Ralph. All right, so I guess we'll continue where we left off. As far as Robertsdale, what's going on up there?
Well, from what I've heard, okay, I haven't been up there yet since they started, but they moved about 2 hopper cars up there, and they've been mostly uh, putting in ties and everything up there so they can have all the hoppers they have in the yard in Orbizonia that they aren't going to be using, and they're going to be transferring them up to Robertsdale by truck, just to store them there, and that way they have a lot more yard space. So it was a pretty good plan, and I think it'll work just fine.
Yeah, I guess it's also to display them and show that there's activity going on with the foundation.
Yes, that too. Um, it's a very hard-working project. Having a lot of the ties replaced in Robertsdale and everything, and having all those hopper cars transferred up to there is going to be quite the chore. But we'll get it done, and it'll definitely be rewarding in the end.
Hmm.
Um, Also, the Frenzies Broadtop's brand new museum in Robertsdale, the original post office, has been transformed into the newest Frenzies Broadtop Museum, where they will be selling all their products, and they will be giving virtual tours and everything of it when they soon get it open. They are trying to raise about $12,000 to finishing up their fire and security system, I do believe. So if y'all want to donate towards that, I would highly suggest it.
Let me put a link in the chat here.
Mm-hmm. But they've renovated the entirety of the post office to their standards, replaced flooring, some of the walling, or the walls in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's going on with the station? Because weren't they using that as their museum and gift shop?
Yes, no, what they're going to do once they have everything transferred from the station to the post office, where their now museum is going to be, they're going to be having everything that was originally in the station or originally how it was styled. They're going to redo it all. They're going to have it, how do I say this? Restored to its original state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're going to be moving back everything that would have been there when the railroad was operating. So, going to be an interesting little project for us.
How much of the track do they plan on fixing up there, restoring up there?
I do not actually know that question, but if I were to guess with how many hopper cars will be moving up there, roughly maybe an eighth or a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, I can't imagine they'd spend that much money for something that they can't operate.
Yeah, exactly. They won't be able to do much up there. It's really just going to be for storage at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll definitely be future plans for Robertsdale.
Yeah. How many hoppers are they planning on restoring and displaying up there? I know they said they want to have I think about 30 hoppers operating for
Yeah,
two
30, 35 of them.
for
Maybe.
two photo frames.
Yeah, so what they really want to do, and I actually got this information from Brad, is they want to restore maybe 30, 40 hopper cars and have two trains, empty trains, of course, going up and down the line for photo shoots, and back in the day, okay, normally they had 15 to 20 car trains on average.
Yeah. I think it was about maybe 15 empties heading to Mount Union, or no, 15 empties headed from Mount Union up the mountain, and then maybe about 20, 25 coming down the mountain headed towards Mount Union.
Yeah,
Day.
because mostly from Robertsdale, it was mostly just downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the climb up the mountain, of course, would be a lot harder on the locomotives if it were a full load. So, keep 15 empties, keep bringing them up the mountain and keep them supplied, and then bring 25 down, 20, 25 down at a time to bring to Mount
Mhm.
Union.
Now, we talked a little bit about the tunnels, the Sidling Hill and Rays Hill tunnel. I've never actually gone and seen them. I never was able to look around up there. I know the Sidling Hill tunnel is partially collapsed on the one end. When they get up there, what are the plans for those?
Well, stabilization is going to be a big thing, especially with the Rays Hill Tunnel, being that it's a little more than 1,000 feet in length.
Mm-hmm.
It is the longest tunnel out of the two that we have on the East Broad Top. And it is said, I've never been to the Rays Hill one, but it is said that portions of it have collapsed inside. And it's an extremely unsafe tunnel to go in. I mean, Sidling Hill Tunnel, it's unsteady, but Rays Hill is a very dangerous tunnel, especially to mess with. Um, but there's going to be a lot of work that will have to be done, especially on the Rays Hill one.
Mm-hmm. Now, are they going to repair them? Are they going to like line them with concrete and like big drainage pipe?
Yeah, that's probably what will end up happening. Now, originally, the East Broad Top, okay, they were already putting the concrete entrances, around the tunnels, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that they're probably going to do what the East Broad Top would have done if they have survived, and they would have. They'll just build the concrete entrances anyway, like they've done with the ballasting, of course, from bony to regular gravel.
Yeah, I know. Have you ever gone to Patty State Park?
What's the name?
Patty? That's in I think Center County.
I
I know there's a couple old railroad tunnels, and they had to line the entrances with the big steel drainage pipe and
mm-hmm.
concrete on the one on either end. So I assume that they would do something like that.
They're most likely gonna have to, with how old the tunnels are and everything, and how unstable they are. They're gonna try and take as many precautions as they can.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh,
that's it's a long term project. That's a little down the road.
mm-hmm.
What is up with the Runk Road Bridge? I know that was hit by a boom truck. Are they waiting for insurance money to come to fix that, or what's the deal there?
I think they're just gonna once they get to that part of the line, I believe they're just gonna shift it back into place. Um, we have the equipment to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing they're just since they're not at that part of the line yet, they're just not worried about it. But once they get there, I'm sure they'll just straighten it out and go from there.
So the foundations on either side weren't affected.
No, no, the bridge just shifted really.
Yeah, I saw pictures and I went up there and took some pictures one day.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can see the track is really out of alignment up there and
Oh yeah.
did a good job on it.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, I didn't even know a boom truck could actually, move a bridge like that.
Yeah,
But it can happen.
yeah. Good night, Dave. So, do you have plans to model these birds up?
I know that the Bricktown Model Railroads Association is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The East Broad Top themselves, I do not know. I know we have a lot of modelers that are part of the Friends and the Foundation and everything. Um, and in on the foundation's website, they said that during their winter events they're going to be having this year, uh, you'll be able to see some model railroads and everything set up. So whether or not they're going to be models of the East Broadtop or not, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Do you personally have any plans to model these birds up?
Myself, I don't model the East Broadtop. Really, I model my own sort of, stuff, but I mostly work with the Pensy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually, in front of me, I'll point you down here a little bit. Uh, that's a K4.
Okay. Is that
Actually,
who makes that one? Is that a Bachman or a Broadway?
I believe it's a Bachman, if I remember correctly. It's a model of 1361, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it does run. Sorry. So I actually set up a small transformer here. So yeah, I got that going. Ooh.
Are you planning on modeling a certain part of the pansy?
Me, no, not really. I do set up my track originally how the Pensy would have. I do model a little bit off of certain locations, but I mostly just stick to my own ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I also got a little 040 Dinky here, a Baltimore and Ohio, number 25.
Okay.
Cute little thing.
Yeah.
This actually has a large story, but it was my very first locomotive I ever bought. You know, I was 4 years old. I was at Williams Grove, and a guy was going to sell it to me for $2. So I got it. I found out that it didn't work, and I handed it to my grandfather, who, let me say, didn't do very well whatsoever. Actually, this is almost a complete different locomotive, really. They're the same model. Um, it's just two of the same locomotive. Either way, I robbed parts off of one I actually got in an antique store. Um, and I replaced what was the original motor in the first one I had and a few of the gears. And I got one of them running. So
Okay.
it was really nice to see it run. Yeah, but I mostly work with HO. Just throwing that out there. I also work with O gauge and HO on 3.
Okay. Do you have any HON3 models?
Not here at the moment, but I do have one. It's called the Spirit of America. If you've ever
Okay.
seen those.
No.
No? Okay. Well, most of the HO13 that I've seen are mostly, what are they, 262s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, but it's like that. It's got an American style to it. What do you call it? It's also got an American wrap around it, so it's got like American flag sort of style thing around it. And
Mm-hmm.
then on the tender, it says Spirit of America, and I only have a combine with it. Normally, they'd have, you know, a passenger car to go with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't find it. I actually inherited it from an aunt.
Okay.
She didn't even like trains either. Found out. Digging through a box, I found the old thing sitting in there.
Okay. How did you get into model trains?
Whew. I've messed with model trains since I was born, really. And it was my grandfather. It was my grandfather who got me into all of it. It really was. And he used to have an old O gauge platform set down in his basement. And um, it was a large, I'd say maybe a 10 by 10 foot platform. And it had a
Mm-hmm.
hole in the middle where you could crawl underneath the platform and you can poke your head out.
Yeah.
And I would do that all the time and I would watch the trains go round and round. But he'd normally set up his O gauge platform during Christmas, and I would always go down there and see it and help him out with it and everything. So,
Yeah, that's neat. I think when I was about 3, I'm not sure if I mentioned this last week, but when I was about 3 years old, my dad set up his model trains that he had when he was a kid, and he let me run them, and I'm I was hooked ever since then.
mhm. They're fun. I do enjoy model trains. When I started working with HO, I think I was maybe, I'd like to say 5 or 6, and my parents got me a it was an Amtrak set. It was an Amtrak Christmas set. Uh, Came with a diesel and about 3 Amtrak passenger cars. You know,
Mhm.
small, you know, uh, track they'd give you. You know, the easy track. I'd hook it up in the basement and I'd run it all the time. And then I started just getting more and more. And then I found out that my dad actually worked with HO as well. And I found a whole stash of his stuff upstairs. And then I
Mhm.
started taking from it very slowly until one day he found me down there with half of his stuff out and running everything. And I rolled on into it, and then my grandfather said, where his old O gauge platform was, he ripped it all down and he built me an HO platform.
Mhm.
It was nothing fancy. It was a starter one, it had 2 tracks and everything around that 10 by 10 table. So that's how I've been operating ever since, really. Uh, I do plan on getting more into model railroading, definitely. But I don't know whether I'll be able to do it at my own home.
Okay. Are you planning on setting up a layout or permanent layout?
Yes, I do plan on that. Hopefully soon. I got a few places that I do hope to set it up at. Maybe get a 15 by 15 foot or 20 by 20 foot soon. So, you know, they'll definitely big plans that I am looking forward to. But I got plenty of really expensive locomotives I probably shouldn't have been messing with at 5.
Yeah, I built, the first layout my dad and my brother and I actually built. Actually, my brother isn't really interested in drains, so it was mainly my dad and I. But it was I think it was like a 4x8, and had an outside loop and an inner loop, and they came together one section. And it had a little yard in the back and mountains and a little town. And we also built a N scale layout that was maybe 6x10, I think.
That's a big layout for N scale.
Yeah, that was trying to think. I can't really remember that much, but it was like I think it was a single track, and it like went up a grade and looped over itself and all that stuff.
Um, Actually, the K4 I have here, it was about $300.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do plan on putting DCC in it here pretty soon. So I'm excited for that. We actually recently switched over our platform to DCC.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're in the process of converting a few of our locomotives to DCC to get them tested.
Now, are you into the sound?
Yeah, digital sound control and many of the other things. Mostly just the digital sound control. I found cool
Mm-hmm.
because I like the idea of being able to stand there with a remote and not having to sit down at a transformer the entire time. I
Yeah.
could walk around with the locomotive and everything, and I could, do the thing on the remote. Um, what else? I know I have another Pensy, I believe it was an 060 switcher. It looks a lot like number 3 actually in Mount Union. Um, I haven't gotten that one out yet to even test it. Um, but it's a very pretty locomotive. And then I got quite a few Pensy, what do you call them? Sevens?
F7s?
Yes, F7s. I'm sorry. I got quite a few F7s. I think I at least have like 8 pairs of F7s.
Mm-hmm. The
So
Bachman Plus or the
it's a
Blackman?
it's a combination of a ton of different, you know, brands and companies and everything else. I don't have any copper locomotives. I think, you know what? No, I have one. Um, oh my God, I only ever got a glimpse of it, and I can't remember what it was. I know it was a steam locomotive. I know that. I can't remember what it was though. But yeah, I don't have any copper locomotives other than that. But most of them are Bachmann for the most part. Them being the huge main producer of model trains and everything, especially HL.
Mm. Yeah, I have quite a collection of East Broadtop locomotives, hoppers, a couple of structure kits. I have the number 11, the M1. These are all Hallmark brass models. The number 11, the M1, number 12, 14, and 15. Let me think what else. I have two of the cabooses. Those are Peach Creek Shops brass jobs. I have a Hallmark number 20, the parlor car. I have maybe between Blackstone and CMBT shops. I might have around 100 hopper cars. I have a coal station kit, a Saltillo station kit. I have some of the funeral and Camerlango kits, hoppers, a tank, a couple box cars.
The collection.
I have, I think, I believe four of the old Friends of East Broadtop coach kits. I have the combine number 15. I have maybe 20 or 30 pairs of the Blackstone Vulcan trucks. Geez, that's all I can think of at the moment.
It sounds like you almost have it all.
Almost.
Half the things I didn't even know they sell.
The big mics, if those are the ones that when they do come up for sale on eBay, they go for about $1,500 to $2,000.
It's a little bit out of my price range.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's hard to beat $2,000. I think I got. They mostly call them doodle bugs. Okay. The M1 is considered a doodle bug. I have a Baltimore and Ohio doodle bug. I can't remember the exact model. Let's see, what else have I dragged out? Of course, all 8 pairs of the F7s.
Yeah, the doodle bug would probably be a Bachmann Spectrum.
Yes, yes, it is. I've gotten that out. It runs very smoothly. Man. What else? There's so many locomotives, and most of them aren't even the Pensy. Okay, I say I styled off the Pensy, and I'm running the Reading and all sorts of random small railroads and everything else on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got all sorts of. I got a few Conrail diesels. Um, what else? What else? What else? A lot of different cars. I got automobile cars, tons of different styled hopper cars, box cars galore, cabooses galore, and I got tons of different scenery and everything else. Mostly just old, really old stuff that you'd style off of, which today isn't extremely impressive. Um, I have, just trying to think. I have a ton of steam locomotives. I actually only have, I think, 6 Pensy steam locomotives at the moment. And then all my different Pensy diesels. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, yes, we own 2 GG1s. Forgot about them. One Pensy GG1, and the other one's actually a Conrail one. But it was one of those rare styled ones where they had, the 1976, celebration and everything, and Conrail paint.
Mm-hmm.
One of the old GG ones,
The bicentennial.
yeah. Um, but yeah, we got one just recently, actually, from Williams Grove, the flea market. We have a guy there who loves us and gives us 50% discounts on stuff. And we just buy a ton of his stuff and we operate it and everything. But the GG1 was 110. Fair price. It was originally 220. Again, 50%. So inside of it, the GG1 was all wrapped in a plastic wrap of sort. And then, of course, there was a small envelope hidden beneath it with everything that tells you that it's, it's an original. It's a very special locomotive and everything. I can't remember much else.
Are those IHC?
Sorry?
Are those made by IHC? I believe made those.
Ooh,
I think
no,
Bachman also made them recently.
I think it was. I think it was Bachman. I don't know. I can't completely remember. You know what? No, the more I think about it, it was HIC.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 of the GG1s. Two, no, 4 Amtrak locomotives. 2 of them would be a more modern style Amtrak locomotive, a freight Amtrak locomotive, and then the other 2 are actually a pair, and they are F7s.
Okay.
The older paint scheme and everything. So there's plenty of more stuff. If I can, next time, I'll definitely try and bring up a little bit of it. And maybe I'll be able to remember what all I have. But that's most of the important stuff, really, on my end.
Mhm. All right, well, it's getting time to start wrapping things up. So, how many subscribers are you up to now?
I'm up to 113 now, 114.
Okay. Is that that's up from last week?
Originally I was at 100 and it was either 2 or 3, and then after that, boost up. So a few more of these live streams, and I might be competing with you, maybe, hopefully.
I think I just looked today and I'm at 282.
Oh my God! Last time I checked, you were 268. Maybe I'm sharing some of my subscribers with you.
Never know.
No, no, you don't.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Have a good rest of the evening. And if you ever want to do this again, say, maybe in a few weeks or a few months, just let me know
Oh yeah.
and get you back on here.
Oh yeah. If you do you come to any of the winter events at the East Broad Top?
I'm going to be riding the caboose trains on December 5th at 7 o'clock.
Wow. Okay. Well, I know I'll definitely be there. I'll
Hmm.
be helping out with a lot of the winter events. I normally do. Uh, Last year I helped out with the Rock Hill Trolley Museum's stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, maybe I might be able to meet up with you.
yeah. Well, we'll keep in touch through email
Yep,
and try and work something out and coordinate to meet up there.
that sounds good.
All right.
Yep. Well, thank you much.
Yeah. Thanks
Appreciate
for coming on and discussing everything he's brought up and
you. Yep.
your modeling and everything.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, you're welcome for answering the questions, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, you're welcome. And we'll look forward to seeing you on here sometime in the near future.
Yep.
All right. Good night, Nathan.
Yep. Good night to you as well.
All right. So if everyone wants to promote their channels, let us know how many subscribers you have and any upcoming projects or videos or contests. I think I'm at 282 subscribers. I plan on having a contest at 500, which is, let's see, 218 away only. Um, yeah. Thanks, Ralph. Hi, Sar. Just getting ready to wrap things up here. So does anyone else know if Tom is going to be on tonight or is he still packing up and getting ready for the move? Thanks, Jerry. Alright, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night here. So, I will see you all next week. And remember, keep the rails narrow. Good night, everyone.